It all started 5 months ago. After school, I went to the yard sale nearby my house. My parents were gone on vacation, so I was expecting a whole weekend of fun. Little did I know, that would not be what I was gonna get. There was a big brown cardboard box that said, in permanent ink Sharpie marker, James Stuff. I asked the man, "What is in this box?" He said, "My grandchild died a couple weeks ago. That is his stuff." I ripped open the box with my big greasy hands. Inside was a GameCube, one of my favorite consoles. I always wanted one, but I never got one. It had a brown tint to it. I chuckled to myself. "Ha! This looks like poopy." I told the man, "I'll take it." "How much will it cost?" The man said, "Oh, you can take it for free. You really remind me of my son." So, I gladly took it home, ready to have a fun time. It came with one game, Super Mario Sunshine. Or at least, that's what I thought it was. It was just a white cover with Mario standing there. It said Mario, but the Mario on the cover wasn't spelled with normal text. No, it was Braille. And yes, I did go to school for Braille for 7 years. I busted down my door into my kitchen, where I set down the big box. My big squeaky shoe squeaked against the floor. I set down the big brown box on the kitchen counter, where it shifted around a little bit. I was able to catch it though before any real damage happened. I hooked up the GameCube to the TV. Then I turned it on. It did the usual GameCube opening, but this time, when the cube landed, it made a very weird noise. I thought to myself, I don't remember it being that way. But this sound was just maybe corrupted. I didn't care. That wouldn't stop me from playing Super Mario Sunshine. I opened up the menu, but it wasn't the normal cube shape. It was a rhombocubo octahedron. This surprised me. I didn't even know these kind of graphics were possible with the GameCube. Someone must have modded this. I went to the play button. I was ready to play Super Mario Sunshine, but it just said Mario again, in little dots, almost like if it was Braille. It had a picture of Mario against a white background, but Mario had a slight green tint to his skin, as if it was almost rotting. Started. The screen panned down from the sun glaring the lens. Instead of Mario doing his normal, he went, This frightened me just a little bit, because I'm not a wuss. But this was not normal. I guess the sound was corrupted after all. Nevertheless, I pressed start. It brought me to the file selection screen with file A, B, and C. But Mario was 2 inches shorter, exactly 2 inches. I picked file A, and the first cutscene started. Except, I didn't recognize this cutscene, because... What? The first cutscene started, but it skipped the whole first part. Mario was already in jail, sitting alone in blackness. The flood was on his back, but it almost looked like he was limping over, as if it was dead. Mario got up and turned around, and went to the bars of the cell, and ripped it open with raw strength, and walked out. The cutscene ended. Mario was standing in front of the prison. I moved forward a bit. I was at Delfino Plaza. I saw all the Pianta people. Something seemed a bit off about them, though. They all looked tired. They had bags under their eyes. I saw Peach just standing alone. I went up to her and tried to talk to her. But then, I heard something come from my TV. It almost sounded like Peach was screaming for help. I had to help her, but I didn't know how. I started crying and begging, "Please tell me how I can help you." I heard another sound come from the TV, but it was Mario this time. He said,
"No, Peach, go away."
I jumped up. Yikes! That was spooky! Ugh, there was a strange smell. I scurried on over the GameCube. I tripped once and crashed into my glass table, but it was fine. I felt the GameCube. Ouch! It burnt my skin. Well, I was going on back to playing. Before, my camera was facing the back of Mario, but this time, he was facing me. His pupils were twice as big. That frightened me a bit. What? I tried squirting, but all that came out was red liquid. Like blood. Mario then said,
"Super Mario Go!"
I then... Mario's eyes then started bleeding, hyper-realistically, as if it was almost real. This was not any normal GameCube. I ran to the GameCube, and I unplugged it. When I pulled out the cord, poo started dripping from the socket. I screamed, "Hi!" as this was yucky. I shouldn't have made that poop joke earlier. I must now pay for it. I went back to the couch and laid down, happy they finally escaped this nightmare. But then, I turned around, and there was a Mario stuffed animal with hyper-realistic blood dripping from his eye sockets.
Well, this is the writer's friend. The cops found him dead on the 20th of September. The cause was unknown, but his eyes were gone. There was hyper-realistic blood dripping from his eye sockets. His mom lended me a GameCube he found. It has a strange brown tint to it. He always wanted a GameCube. It's a shame he could never play it. I really miss him. We always laughed and screamed in joy on the playground, scurried around the wood chips. But those days are over now. Super! What was that?
That was the last thing he ever wrote before he died.
Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step, and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step, and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. Come on now, just like that.